Hey, what's up? My name is Peyton. I'm 19. I've been collecting records for a few years now, and I've been dying to do a YouTube channel, and so I'm coming on here. I'm excited. Originally, I was gonna wait until the beginning of 2026, and I was gonna do like a vinyl tag as an introduction. But I actually recently kind of remodeled a room in my house to be like a music room. Um, and so it's super sick, and I thought I have a new place to kind of show things off if I wanted to, so I'm doing the early jump on it. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk about how I kind of got into record collecting, how long I've been doing it, and some records that really influenced my taste. Some of the first ones I got, that kind of fun stuff. And so I guess backstory first, if you just want to hear about the records, you can skip in later. But when I was, I guess first off, my whole life I've been just a music nerd, I guess you can say. My dad has a really good taste in music, and so I just grew up with music on in the house. And I remember like middle school, I didn't get like a smartphone until I was in high school, and so in like middle school I had an iPod. I actually have them. Let me show you. So this was my first iPod. Crazy. It's an iPod Shuffle, I think they're called, with like 2 GB of music storage. And I loaded this thing. I listened to this thing all the time. And then I upgraded, I got this one, and then one of these like touchscreen ones. And I had to buy every song. I think it was $2 and like 30 cents or something for every song I wanted to listen to. And I bought them all. And so, I did what I could. Got in high school. A lot of the stuff I listened to was like Christian hip hop and kind of stuff like that, or some of the stuff I got put on from like my parents when I was little. And then when I was a sophomore in high school, I remember that there was this girl in my class, and she showed me this like picture of her room, and she had just like black records on the wall for like decor, and I thought it was like super super cool. And so it was my 16th birthday. I think it was my 16th. It might have been my 15th. But I put it like on my birthday list. I wanted some records because I just wanted to put some on my wall. My birthday came around, I opened up my presents and I had a record player. And I was like, what? That's not what I asked for, but this is sick. And it was one of those, Walmart suitcase records that we all have our opinions about, but if it's what gets you into it, then go for it, And that's what got me into it, so grateful for that. I don't have it anymore. I gave it to a friend of mine because they were starting to get into record collecting, so they just have it for the time being until they upgrade. But that's what kind of got me going, and so along with that, first record I ever got, I got with that record player on my birthday. It's this one right here. Okay, I had my camera in like selfie mode, and I realized that everything, like my wall and everything, was backwards, so I switched that. Anyways, like I was saying, the first record I ever got was this one right here. It's Perception by NF. He's I guess you can call him like a Christian hip hop artist. He's a lot more just better known in just the hip hop community and less in like the Christian hip hop community. But I was really big into him in like middle school. I went to one of his concerts in like 8th grade. Amazing lyricist. I think he's really hated for a number of reasons, but I disagree. I think he's really talented. Anyway, yeah, that was the first one I got. Really killer record from like 2017. A lot of you might not be into it, but that's okay. And then when my dad was my age, he was huge into Elvis Presley. He still is. And he had a big Elvis Presley record collection. And I inherited that from him not too long ago, which is super awesome. But shortly after I got my first turntable, he was like, go ahead and dig through my Elvis records and pick one out for yourself. And so that's exactly what I did. And here's the one I picked out. This is a killer record. Come On Everybody, Elvis, 1971 or something. This one's mono, which is super sick. The fourth track on the B side, I think it is. I'm Not the Marrying Kind. One of my favorite Elvis songs of all time. It's just nostalgic. I was huge into this song in high school because of this record. This was, when I only had a few records, I spun this all the time. Super cool on this Pickwick label. It's like a 1975 reissue, not in the best condition, but it's good stuff. So for a lot of the time after I started getting into it more, like I said, a lot of the stuff I listened to was either like some of the stuff I listened to from my dad, or a lot of hip hop and stuff like that. And so I didn't really have a good grasp on different genres and the music world. And so I would go to this record shop downtown, and they had these like mystery packs, and it was like $2.99 for 5 records, and they were usually junk. And I'm staring at it right now. I have like 30 or 40 records still from like years ago. I just got from those mystery packs that are those $1 records that still don't even sell. However, I don't even know how many packs I've bought in my life, but one of them in particular had this record that I listened to when I was in high school. Clearly didn't register. It didn't click in my brain. And then my freshman year of college, I got into it again. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it another listen, and I did. And it's this jazz record, "Bridge Over Troubled Water" by Paul Desmond. This was, before I was really into jazz, and I'm not like huge into jazz. I have a decent jazz collection. But I mean, this one just blew me away when I heard it again. This was probably one of the most listened to records in my collection. My first semester of my freshman year of college, I listened to this like crazy. 1969. It's a 1970 repress. I found another copy of this not too long ago in really good condition. I passed on it. I don't remember why, but it's in good condition. BG, I would say. The wax is good. Man, so good. If you know anything about Paul Desmond, if you don't know anything about Paul Desmond, check out this record. See, a lot of the stuff I bought was just like mystery packs, like I said, because I didn't really know that much. I bought like a Billy Ocean record that I think I haven't listened to since I bought it, and random stuff like that. I've only bought 2 records online in my life, because I think part of the reason I love collecting records is like going out in my community and finding gems out in the wild. But one of the 2 records I've ever bought online was this one. Gotta have it, This was one I used to love as a kid. And one day I'll find an original. This is a repress from 2016 UK repress. I bought for like $20 on eBay. But I listened to this so much when I first got it, because I don't know, I had this hip hop record that I was spinning, and even to this day, I have a hip hop collection, but I don't spin it too much just because I'm not as obsessed with how it sounds on vinyl than I am with a lot of other stuff. But anyway, all that to say, when I first dropped the needle on this one, I'm like, wow, this sounds really cool. And that was on my little suitcase record player. And killer record. Fast forward a couple months. When I was a junior in high school, I had this there's this rapper I listened to a lot. His name's Lil Yachty, and he has some good stuff. It's a lot of just basic SoundCloud rap, However, I had heard something about how he was gonna be releasing this experimental record, and I didn't know much about it. I didn't know what it was gonna sound like, and I remember it dropped on Spotify. I listened to it. It was good stuff. I didn't really I wasn't obsessed with it or anything. And then the next day, so the day after it dropped, I went to the mall with a friend of mine, and there was a store that had this album on vinyl, and it was $40, and I bought it because I was like, you know what, I need this. something was like drawing me to it. This is what it is. Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty. Man, I don't care if you are a 15-year-old who only listens to SoundCloud rap, or a 60-year-old who only listens to Rush. Listen to this, please. It is peak psych rock, neo soul, electronic. It's incredible. There's features from Tizo Touchdown. Diana Gordon does vocals on a few of the songs. One of them in particular, the first track, The Black Seminole. There's a lot of inspiration from like The Great Gig in the Sky by Pink Floyd. That like vocalization level. Mac DeMarco does some of the drums in this. They sample Radiohead in the last track. I mean, it's just, this is by far my most listened to album of all time. It's so good. Go check it out. And anyways, when I bought this, I put it, I listened to this again for the second time, and it blew me away. I don't know what it was about that second time, but it blew me away. And I was like, man, there's more stuff like this, like what? And so this is what really got me into venturing out and seeing what else there is outside of like hip hop. And so I guess that's everything. That's kind of what got me into record collecting, and I have a good collection. Maybe I'll show it off in a future video. I guess that's all I have for today. I'd love to just keep growing my channel. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So one of the things most important to me, one of the things I'm most excited about for this is just like the community aspect. And so, you know, I'm telling you, like, homework assignment, go listen to this. And I'd love for you to drop something in the comments that I might not know that you think I should listen to. Please do that. If there's anything, you know, you want me to do, or you want to tell me about, please do it. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.